Okay, right there is how we set an intro video. Hello. I think we're live. We have got something special put together for y'all. It's a culmination of research that we've been doing lately. And so, Conspiracy Night, here we come. Keep in mind, this is only for educational and entertainment purposes only. And do your own research. But here is a good start to the research. So, let me see. I'm going to do this. It's not on here. Hold on a minute. Entire screen. Wait. Is that what I want? No, that's not what I want to do. Hold on a second. Maybe I should.
It's okay. Bear with us.
Bear with me for a minute. I've got court today. On another note, for child support, and I'm actually looking forward to it for the opportunity to be able to speak. You know,
Ask questions for once.
Get logged into Canva. I don't want
And
to.
Ty
do
has
that.
worked her tail off on this. I'm proud. I'm excited.
What is going on? Hold on. No, I just want to go to my Canva page, not the login page. How about that? Can we just do that? What is happening? This one, maybe. Come on.
We both had autoimmune disorders acting crazy. Had us both sick and down, and it's been rough. So figured while we had some energy, we would go ahead and do it.
Okay. It's loading. It's coming. Slowly but surely.
What? I think she heard you.
Slow, so slow, so slow, so slow, so slow.
Every time she hears your voice, she hops up here like,
hold on.
Where's Ty?
It's trying. Give me just a second. Oh, the kitty? I can see where I'm over here on in this other page. Hang on just a minute. And I got it.
She'll be hanging right up here behind me till we get done talking. That's what she does. Anytime me and Ty's on the phone or anything, she hears Ty's voice, she comes running.
Oh, my kitty cat. I miss you. Okay, we're going to share screen. And we're going to do this one. Share. And
Good morning, everybody. Yes. You telling them good morning too? Yep.
okay, what's happening?
I don't know. Oh no, you can come up there. Oh, right down here. Yeah, you entertaining everybody. Okay. Okay. Yeah. She's my support kitty. Yeah.
She said my
You're loud. I think she's taking over the show for us. She's just going to go ahead and. Yeah.
She wants to watch TV.
Yeah, you're just going to talk. Yeah. Okay. I'm telling your conspiracy theory. Yeah. Oh goodness, yours. Something. Okay. How we going, Ty? Or how's it going?
It's playing. Can you not see it?
uh-uh. No.
It's playing. It should be.
What if this does
No.
I lost
That's,
somebody.
intensify hurricanes or take
there we go.
the rain away from the Amazon and create a drought? I mean, once it's happened,
Sorry, y'all.
how many people would pay the price by
There we
making
go.
the Sahara green?
Here we go.
Eliminates the rain in the Amazon. Then we can figure something out, ugly, because it's going to be
Sick in Western New York. They made it snow over the Appalachians. What the idea was in Operation Popeye, which is what we did in Vietnam, was to extend the monsoon season, cause more precipitation over the Ho Chi Minh Trail to impede the logistics of the Viet Cong. When you take your first drink from the cup that is the natural sciences, you find atheism. But down at the bottom of the glass, there's God staring back at you. I wanted to study physics because I wanted to see whether God was real or not.
And then you get introduced to Peter Thiel.
I was invited to a fundraiser for Blake Masters at Peter's house in LA. And that was the first time that I met him. That was before I became a Thiel Fellow.
Technologies, often referred to collectively as geoengineering, that potentially could help reverse the warming effects of global climate change. One that has gained my personal attention is stratospheric aerosol injection. Same way about erosion.
It's manipulation. Did that play anything into that? And
Milton in Florida.
yeah. Well, a lot of people are really skeptical of weather modification. Me being one of them.
There are others.
The states actually pay to the tune of tens of millions of dollars a year. And then at the federal level, hundreds of millions. They pay farmers not to farm. They pay the border of Egypt, Sudan, and Ethiopia. Ethiopia just built a dam on the Nile River Egypt will collapse if they do not have enough water. I think it's Mark Twain who said it. Whiskey's for drinking and water's for fighting over.
So is this like a significant amount of birth control in the water?
Yes.
And there's an infertility problem. You know?
Makes you more asexual. Yeah, so it makes you less of a guy, more of, I don't know, like the way that most guys are now.
The way that most guys are now.
Okay, so can you all hear me? Is the Wi-Fi working?
It was kind of cutting out a little bit, you know, like when it was
Every
explaining it.
I would say something about, and now my computer's like spazzing the fuck out. It's not doing it. What the fuck?
Which, I mean, it could have been just on my end, but I think
No, it's doing it out there. I kept listen
Yeah,
every time I would say, somebody had asked in the comments. They said, they said, "What are we watching?" And I said, "We're watching what our government's doing to us." And it threw up a thing and said, "They're having trouble connecting. Check your internet connection." And the video would cut out, or like the sound would cut out. And so I said, "Okay, let me tweak that a little bit." And right, we are watching what is being done to us. It finally let that one go through.
Yeah.
No, it didn't. It said having trouble connecting, and then that it went out again. And then I said, "This is what they're doing to us," and that one's the one that finally let go through. So let's see here if we can get through the next one. I don't need you to do this. Okay.
Well, you know, basically they were talking about how weather modification drill. That guy is the owner of a place called Rainmakers. And he was basically just explaining what they do. So that's what that clip, you know, was. Because it got most of it. It was just some of it. It would kind of chop it up to where.
Okay, here we go. Let me play this. See, now it's not working again.
No.
For real?
For real. It's just me and you on the screen.
So did it show the other one though?
Like the first video, it showed it, but you know, it glitched to where it's hard to hear it. And then we not seen anything else. So.
Okay, hold on. This isn't supposed to do it like this. It's supposed to fucking be smooth. Okay.
It will. It will. Are you playing anything?
Yeah. Is it not?
It ain't playing.
Not playing?
No, not playing. There we go. Wait. Okay.
There we go.
Do not know exactly how many homes and businesses were destroyed and how many were left homeless. During the course of the last 2 weeks, our reporters have covered many stories of the destruction, but more often than not, the stories we have heard are about and the strength of our mountain people. WYMT Vice President and General Manager Neil Middleton shares a commentary and a poem reflecting on the flooding.
It's been a long, exhausting 2 weeks for so many of you. Those mourning and trying to put their lives back together, for those trying to begin rebuilding, and for those who are helping. The days, the work, the despair, it seems endless. Yet out of the anguish springs forth faith, hope, and the smile of a 4-year-old little girl finding a lucky penny in the mud. A friend of mine shared this poem with me. It's called A Kindly Neighbor, and it's written by Edgar Guest. He's known as the people's poet. I have a kindly neighbor, one who stands beside my gate and chats with me a while, gives me the glory of his radiant smile, and comes at times to help with willing hands. No station, high or rank this man commands. He too must trudge as I the long day's mile, and yet devoid of pomp or gaudy style, he has worth exceeding stocks or lands. To him I go when sorrow's at my door, on him I lean when burdens come my way. Together oft we talk our trials o'er, and there is warmth in each good night we say. We are a region filled with kindly neighbors. Our Buddy Forbes said it so well in a poem he wrote called We Are a Region. We asked Buddy to share his poem here with images from the past 2 weeks. These words are everything.
Already had a few reports of flash flooding across the mountains today.
We are a region dripping. Dripping with the excess water that found its way into the places we once thought safe and dry. Dripping with exhaustion and fear as the work and weight of everything just looks to be too much. Dripping with heartache and dread as the blessings that once overflowed mixed in with the flowing waters. We are a region coated in debris and the scattered remnants of a reality that no longer exists for many of our people.
What's bird?
Coated in mud, layers of caked-on dirt replacing the foundation of everything so many people worked so hard to build. Coated in a strange awareness that this isn't the first time, and it won't be the last. We are a region overwhelmed by the quickness of change and the shortness of life. Overwhelmed by the sheer magnitude of the waters that came and the work and worry they left behind. Overwhelmed at the idea of how to move forward. But we also drip of something more. Love, care, empathy, sympathy, and steadfast spirit drip from the bridges and underpinning as help makes its way home. Hope drips from the tired hands of every person who has worked to clean up and move forward, reassured by the reaching hands of those who want to pick up their burdens. And the ugly things that coat us are no match for the beautiful things that cover us. We are coated in quilts of possibility, patched together by our neighbors and friends. We are coated in the armor of safety, knowing the floods of life are never faced alone. It's sometimes hard to tell the difference between gray clouds and silver linings. So finding the good things in all of the tragedy is overwhelming in itself. We are overwhelmed with stories of love thy neighbor and look for the helpers, which show the kind of home we have. We are overwhelmed by boots on the ground as the cavalry of compassion shows the rest of the world a truth that looms above all. We are a region standing.
It's hard, ain't it? Yeah. Okay. See if I can get to the next frame. All right.
So we know that of all the towers being put up everywhere for, quote, communications, fake trees and, all the different forms they come in, we know that many of those installations are being supplied with 10 times more power than they need. That's part of my background in the electrical field. I know people that work on these towers. 10 times more power than they need for communications. Why do they need that much more power? 1,000% more power. And we know these facilities are being used to manipulate the electrically conductive atmospheric particulates. There's a repelling effect caused from these transmissions because we can see the effect on water vapor loops. So if we look at the flash flooding in Texas as an example that killed so many young Americans, we captured in real time, and I'm still surprised we have access to these data loops because we have access to the transmissions from the NextRad network that are used to manipulate weather systems. And what happened in that case was because of the repelling effect of those transmissions, and picture this scenario, when there was that convective cell over that location and transmitters energized all around that cell, and we recorded that, it's posted online. That in effect held that cell in one place. It precipitated out in one location. We can speculate about agendas and objectives. We can't know that. But the fact that that storm was manipulated is beyond dispute. Same with Hurricane Helene. We recorded that in real time. The frequency transmissions manipulating that storm and steering it into place. It's indisputable. These are patented technologies. Hurricane Harvey, we recorded that. How did meteorologists know 7 days in advance that Hurricane Harvey was going to go where it went and sit there for 3 days? How could they possibly know that? Frequency transmissions held it there. We recorded that in real time.
So not so secret projects.
The practical significance of attempting to modify weather is so great that both public and scientific interest in this subject has increased. If it were possible to alter atmospheric conditions, a powerful tool in the advancement of meteorological and environmental studies. The anticipated practical results include the possibility of increasing the time of harvest for certain related agricultural crops threatened by late or early killing frost. Fog dissipation, either natural or artificially induced, may increase the reliability of visual and electronic communication in such areas as airfields, seacoast harbors, mountain passes, and urban centers. The safety and accuracy of chemical and radiological warfare defense tests being conducted may be improved by controlling the weather, thus providing more valid results. By learning how to alter such basic physical processes as those that govern rain, we can literally and figuratively make or break the world we live in. Project Cirrus, the first attempt to modify weather, was born from an emerging stormy society that was challenged both by droughts and too much water. From at least the 1930s, meteorologists who served agricultural interests sought effective means to cleanse the sky of hail so that crop yields could be improved. At the same time, others who served conservation, agricultural, and water power interests responded to extreme events, primarily flooding, that took countless lives and caused hundreds of millions of dollars in damages each year. Their response was to initiate the nation's first experimental program in weather modification, a state cloud seeding project in Massachusetts. Meteorologists at the time were also investigating the possibility of influencing lightning, and one of these was Bernard Vonnegut, who was active from the late 1950s in cloud seeding with silver iodide during convective systems. Other scientists recognized that weather modification could foster agricultural and power interests. They initiated projects of their own, often pursuing a societally oriented program recognizing common interests. The supportive farmer, municipal water manager, or power utilities with an inquiring meteorologist might take a risk. To solve problems, meteorologists found themselves employing a broad array of scientific disciplines including climatology, physics, refrigeration, electronics, boundary layer meteorology, and equipment design. In response to the major flood of 1947 in Louisiana, pulse cloud seeding first occurred, reportedly chaired by Dr. Vincent Schaefer.
That was
The
what,
first
47?
to manipulate
Was what?
atmospheric cloud formations at a
47?
significant distance from their ground bases exploited the technique of cloud seeding. From aircraft stationed above the southeastern United
It started
States,
back in the
researchers
1920s.
released a plume
No.
of silver iodide into cloud formations on December 5th,
Weather
1948,
modification did.
and again on February 13th, 1948. During these experimental interventions, the generated silver iodide particles intended to attract available cloud droplets were tracked by atmospheric sampling from approximately 16 to 151 kilometers distance from the ground, and special instruments were used to track the resultant cloud water transport from the point of seeding. The cross-contamination of two clouds also allowed for differences in the conduct between seeded and non-seeded component clouds. Researchers also artificially triggered weather events in the laboratory's controlled environment facility, as well as through releasing chemical agents over restricted field stations in order to gauge the effectiveness of different versions of cloud seeding agents. One of the instruments employed during limited field testing consisted of a 12-barrel meteorological gun that released up to 12 pounds of dry ice directly into cloud formations. Field tests enabled the researchers to assess not only the effectiveness of the various cloud seeding agents, but also of some of its delivery methods, such as aerial drops, mechanical disbursement from rocket projectiles, and release from high-velocity seismic exploders. In reaction to environmental complaints regarding these tests, meteorologists pointed out that attempts to modify the weather were ethically and technically defensible, as long as they were initially careful in selecting appropriate conditions for these experiments. Despite its initial promise, Project Cirrus faced stiff opposition almost immediately. The proposal was greeted with skepticism from beginning to end. Scientists doubted the company's analysis when it came to the storm system they were targeting, and many other experts were doubtful of Langmuir's basic charge concept. The idea that rain could be seeded into clouds was also met with widespread ethical condemnation. The debate over the morality and legality of geological engineering exemplified a long history of controversy surrounding the manipulation of natural weather systems. 3 decades before Langmuir's proposal, a U.S. physicist had advised a president to take a cautious and restrained approach to both weather prediction and weather modification. It was unclear if a forecast based on an unpredictable element, such as our present weather, would inflict harm on the gigantic practical problems of the military or the country at large. Weather prediction best, perhaps, he argued, comes out of discussion between the interests and institutions being served. In other words, it should be an open, democratic decision, not a corporate or military one. The public outcry over nuclear and chemical weapons was applied to the new chemical weather-making techniques. A few years after Project Cirrus was over, cluttered with lawsuits and controversy, a British farmer made headlines when he finally became the first person to sue for damages over the blue stuff Team Langmuir's pilots had dropped on his head. Langmuir's team had tried to argue that the new rain had not damaged Rector's standing. It had also reminded the all-powerful jury of Little appointed to award damages over the rain case, that on our ozone-damaged planet, carbonic acid fell all the time. The jury disagreed. Even if aerographic rainmaking worked only infrequently on paper, the professionalism cliques could not yet imagine or absorb the prospect of human manipulation of the air, where chaos rolled in as a law. The fictionalists concluded from this distance that Langmuir's weapons had been made and deployed by celestial aliens. They never did shake themselves free of the weeds. The Langmuir team fired 3 superficial bursts of dry ice, and the news spread suddenly from this place to all bright music the world calls Stray. While much of the discourse around Project Cirrus over its 70-year history has focused on individual findings and participants, the overall impact on the scientific development of weather modification is a fitting subject to conclude with. This historical perspective evaluates both the successes and failures of the first attempt at modifying a hurricane and how the echo of those may live on. It is an examination of the first successful do-it-yourself weather modification project and lessons for how to do it and to do it differently. A commitment to transparency also means revisiting the failures and ethical pitfalls of an endeavor that was not solely a triumph of craft, but an object lesson in the definition of hubris. Excessive digitalists may cause death. Taking too little may not save life. The scientific, political, and policy implications of Project Cirrus extend well beyond its presentations and weather findings. Cirrus scientists have come and gone, leaving a bevy of swirling mathematical theories in their wake. Cirrus was not a one-and-done test, but a beginning that yielded more than hurricanes the future. It revealed the capacity of science to inspire and divide us, to unite and rattle us. It is pertinent to discussions happening today of what we call geo and climo interventions, habitually grouped under that ponderously pluralistic moniker in policy documents and the scientific literature, discussions over how to label and regulate the modification of weather, opinion columns, then and now, demanding to know what it was for and who it was against, the common and commercial descriptors. These considerations are out of all proportion to the project's modest weather success.
Okay. I don't know where we're at on comments. I haven't been looking. I don't know if we have any. Here we have.
That's creepy. You know that they've been able to do that for so long.
Yep.
So long.
We're just now starting to get into the creepy.
Yeah.
It's coming.
And you know, that's hard. Going through the pictures of the flood, you know, when you're somebody's lost it all, you know. Gosh.
Yeah.
Mm.
This one's kind of fat or kind of long. So let's see if we can.
Welcome to the deep dive. You sent over this really interesting piece just called pasted text. And that's what we're jumping into today.
Right. We're basically going to pull out the core ideas, the main story from it for everyone listening.
Think of it as
here, let's get into it.
First demonstration. Where did that happen?
Right. So the first big test, according to the source, happened in 2047. It lined up perfectly, maybe too perfectly, with
just kind of just recaps
major tensions between the U.S. and China.
I don't think this is the one that.
She understood the power, but also the danger, the need for balance.
Not the one.
Wrong one.
Not it.
Started freezing. I had to grab the house coat.
Okay, now I got it.
Got it.
If I can get it to cooperate. Yeah, that must have been an AI glitch. It's 1947 is the year that not in the 1900s, 1920s is when weather modification started, and those other projects, that's the timeline goes from the 20s through, and so far I think we're up to around the 40s, but it does jump around. But 2047 was incorrect. It is 1947. So, okay. Do we not have sound?
It's not playing. Or not. It says Operation Northwoods, but it's just not played yet.
Is it not playing? Why did it open there? No. What is going on? Okay.
America's top generals approved a plan to murder their own citizens.
Yeah.
Operation Northwoods.
Operation Northwoods was a classified CIA proposal that would stage fake terrorist attacks across the United States. The Joint Chiefs of Staff signed off on every horrific detail. They planned to shoot down passenger planes filled with innocent Americans, then blame Cuba for the massacre. Miami would be bombed. Washington, D.C. would face coordinated terrorist strikes. Cuban refugees fleeing to America would be deliberately drowned at sea, their deaths used as propaganda. Remote-controlled aircraft would crash into buildings while fake passenger lists were released to the press. The military
remote-controlled aircrafts with fake passenger lists. I wonder if that would have happened afterwards.
Calculated exactly how many civilians needed to die to justify invading Cuba.
Yo, that is wild. They took the time to calculate how many people needed to actually die to get the sympathy to go to war with another country to kill more people.
Each attack was designed for maximum emotional impact on the American public.
We're going to get to
President Kennedy read the proposal and refused to sign it. One signature stood between a and mass murder of American citizens by their own government. The documents stayed buried for 40 years until declassification revealed how close we came to states.
Everything conspiracy, hard for me to trust folks. Watch them cover up their sins. Rule us with everything conspiracy. Nigga, you was talking shit. Now you working with a lip. All the boys take it. Everything conspiracy, but my chain.
This fucking thing.
And it is also terrifying when you find out all the things that they have planned for their citizens. You know, I mean, things that they have even been.
Okay, you still think that it's all coincidence? Google these patents. You can also look up where you will find. Here's what it says on Google. It's a method or apparatus for altering at least one selected region. Like, this stuff really exists. They have been doing these things. Here are some of the devices, the patents that are in use today. Here's some of the stations of how they modify the weather and do all these things. And it's not just weather.
Yeah.
It's not just weather. Biological warfare on American soil.
That's shocking too.
What if I told you that the United States Army once sprayed an entire American city with bacteria? Not to protect it, but to test how vulnerable it was. This isn't science fiction. This is a real experiment. One that happened while ordinary people went about their day, completely unaware they were part of a military simulation. It's September 1950. The Cold War is heating up, and the United States military is preparing for something they hope never happens: biological warfare. But how do you test whether a city is vulnerable without actually attacking it?
If you believe it's in
The answer, according to Army researchers, was simple.
I hope that
You simulate an attack.
the evidence says
And so, Operation Sea Spray was born.
This one floored me.
Over the course of 6 days, Navy ships stationed just off the coast of San Francisco released a massive cloud of bacteria into the foggy morning air. The wind carried the particles deep into the city, drifting past office buildings, into open windows, and onto unsuspecting citizens. The bacteria weren't considered dangerous. They were chosen specifically because they were thought to be harmless, a stand-in for a real biological agent. What the public didn't know, the military was secretly tracking how many people got sick and how fast. Within days, hospitals began reporting an unusual spike in infections. One man, Edward Nevin, a 75-year-old, died from complications linked to the exact bacteria used in the experiment. Others suffered urinary tract infections, pneumonia, and complications that doctors couldn't explain. But the public? Still unaware. The true nature of Operation Sea Spray wouldn't come to light for more than 20 years. In
How many other
1976,
things are we
declassified
unaware?
documents revealed the truth. San Francisco had been a testing ground, and its citizens
That's exactly
unwitting
the point
test
that
subjects.
I'm trying to make.
Public outrage
The
followed,
pattern.
but no one was ever held accountable. In fact, Operation Sea Spray was just one of hundreds of secret biological tests conducted by the United States government between the 1940s and 1970s. None of them required public consent. Today, Edward Nevin's family still calls for answers, and San Francisco remains the city where an invisible enemy drifted through the fog, released by the very government meant to protect it. This one.
So that was 1950, and they had enough technology to, do that to a, city.
Yes. Now think
Unbeknownst,
about all our
nobody knew.
technology that we've had lately.
Right.
We just allowed them to put in these 5G towers against everybody's gut instinct, I'm imagining. I hope this might take Instagram again. So no, I don't want that. I want this. This one. We'll see how this works.
Because they place the warning label for 5G towers in the exact place that no one will ever see them, which is on the towers. But I'm sure we could have all assumed the obvious here. The signals emitted by this tower are damaging to humans, animals, and plants. And no, you don't have to be right beside these things. Damaging exposure can occur up to several hundred feet from this device. And one of my favorites, frequencies emitted by this device exceed recommended FCC exposure limits. So why do we have limits if we can just have things that exceed them anyways? But here's where it gets very interesting, and I want you to pay attention here. Exposure can cause headaches, insomnia, cognitive fog, fatigue, tinnitus, vision problems, flu-like symptoms, and muscle and nervous system problems. It's time we wake up, people, to what's going on right around us. And if you really want to blow your mind, look into the link between the 5G towers and this right here. Stacey.
That's exactly what we did.
Yeah.
Because that's not too. Well, perhaps the best thing is for me to show you. It's best if I just show you. Look.
See that?
A piece of 5G kit, and it says COVID-19 on it. I don't really know of any products produced by any company that produces circuitry like this that has the brand name COVID-19, but that's what it says on the circuit board. Not a conspiracy theorist. Obviously, I've read all that stuff online about coronavirus and COVID-19, but why the are they putting circuitry like that in towers like that? Just don't understand.
Surveillance.
It's not just surveillance. It's what's making people sick. It's what COVID is.
Using ultrasonic and electromagnetic frequencies to subtly influence people's thoughts, emotions, and actions.
The truth is in plain sight, folks. Look at what they're doing to this water tower. The frequency is being manipulated with multiple 5 or 6 or 8G towers, okay? This is the game that they're playing. It's a frequency war. It's the silent war against you. It's hidden in plain sight.
All without them realizing it. Certain frequencies have been found to cause everything from mild anxiety and discomfort to calmness and even compliance. By adjusting the frequency output, they can make a crowd restless, focused, or subdued, all without a single word. Theoretically, this could be used on mobile emitters,
but that's not the worst of it.
devices embedded in street lights, traffic cameras, and even cell towers. these emitters would be capable of influencing whole neighborhoods at once, creating moods or reactions
If that's what
in
they
the
were being
population
used for,
without
but
anyone
that's
noticing,
not. It don't have
using
nothing to do with
frequencies to calm
signal
crowds
or
or
Wi-Fi.
disperse them without force.
It's you'll see. Just hang on. It's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of these we have to share this tab instead. Okay, it's working. Now, here's in your COVID vaccines.
It is nanotechnology inside of COVID-19 vaccines. All of these horrendous circuits that are growing inside of people's bodies come from the hokey pokeys. And even though they try to deny it, we have proof for it. And I know that there is a lot of people that during the pandemic lost their license, they lost their jobs, they lost their family. Now we have family that is no longer here with us on earth, and all because of ignorance.
But if you think that
Moderna,
COVID
AstraZeneca,
vaccines were made
these are
right
all
there and
pharmaceutical
then,
companies that did,
and they
that
didn't have
made
time
the
to
COVID
develop this stuff, you are completely wrong.
Johnson & Johnson.
This has been a project for over 30 years, and yes, they are very transmissible. They shed from one person to another. So if somebody still calls you crazy, show them this 15-year-old video.
Today I'm going to show you that these robots exist here in Israel. And I'll show you this syringe, which I brought from my lab. So this syringe has inside it 1,000 billion robots. So these robots are each 50 nanometers long, which as you can see in this slide under the microscope. 50 nanometers is about 2,000 times thinner than the thickness of your hair. Okay, and these robots were born actually 3 years ago in a research I did with Sean Douglas, now a UCSF professor.
What is the legit way to detox this mess out of your body? With the only scientifically proven way that you can get rid of spike protein and all of the heavy metals and nanotechnology that are in those infernal plugs. It's called chlorine dioxide. It is not a poison. It doesn't even have a molecule of.
Where'd it go?
Hang on, I got a couple more. I had the Johnson & Johnson in prison.
Did you?
Which one did you have? No?
I've not had one. They scared me because they told us in the beginning that people with autoimmune disorders should not get it, don't get it, don't. And then, like 2 months later, they're like, you're the people that should get it. So I was like, you can't decide whether I can or I can't. So I just never took it. So I didn't take it.
Okay.
This one.
Alexa!
You know, have y'all seen this current trend going around on TikTok where if you say, hey, Google, around a baby or a toddler, they seem to freak out. They're absolutely horrified. Now, what are we missing here? It isn't just that they're afraid of the voice. It seems to be something deeper, maybe a frequency change of some sort or something along those lines. Watch this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.
Yeah, we didn't really have an option in prison either. They tricked a bunch of people.
Hey, Google. Hey, Google, what's the weather like tomorrow?
Hey, Google.
Are you ready to go, Mimis? Hey, Google.
Hi, Madison.
Ducking.
Hey, Google, what's the temperature outside?
Okay, Google, turn on the lamp. It's okay. Belinda, I hear you. Hey, Google.
I thought he said save me.
Hey, Google.
Go to cutie.
Every time.
Why don't you want me to say Google?
Because he frightens me to death because he's so loud.
Well, it's not scary though, it's just a voice.
He's talking from him.
It's just a computer. I don't know. Why is my spirit? I don't want it to turn on. Well, it won't turn on. I don't think it's plugged in. Go on then. They're not turned on. They don't work then. Why?
Alexa, what's my notifications?
Very odd indeed.
Okay. She's all gone. Baby. Alexa.
What do you guys think?
These AI chatbots like Alexa, Google, Siri have to be some kind of demonic force or something spiritual. Why is it that little kids are bowing down or getting freaked out when you summons these AI entities? I'm finna start calling it for what it is. And we all know that kids are sensitive to the spiritual.
Alexa,
Yeah.
brush.
Nah.
Hey Google, what's the weather tomorrow?
Freaking out.
Alexa. Hey Alexa.
Bow.
Alexa, what's my notifications?
Another bowing.
It
Hey
is.
Google.
Bowing. Bowing down as if they was worshiping some unseen
For real.
force. Each one of them getting in this position when they called on Alexa or Google. You better pay attention to them kids. Remember, that veil ain't been lifted off their eyes yet. But y'all let me know y'all thoughts on what y'all think about this
Yeah.
video in the comments. Like and follow for more wisdom.
They
Stay
see
tuned.
things
And
we
if you want
don't
to learn how to
see.
turn your social media into passive revenue,
Yep.
They definitely do.
Okay, come on.
Plants are not meant to serve grasshoppers.
This shit's not being shown on the mainstream media.
I've seen these ants do great things. And year
This
after
is what's
year,
happening
they
around the
somehow
world.
manage to pick with them. And you.
Thank you for doing this. Yeah, thank you for having me. I wanted to meet you.
Because I had no idea
This
none of
digital
this was
ID.
happening.
Connects you.
I think it's quit playing time. Right. There it goes.
I can't just sit here and do nothing. That's all we're done. That's all anyone in this class ship has ever done.
Peacefully in most cases. Your traffic cameras that's on the corners of the street posts. All the facial recognition software, the AI.
Yep.
Did that do that? Hold on. It's struggling.
You know, and too with those kids, you think about it, kids are so like technology,
has
you know.
risen.
Go ahead.
Reports say up to 3 million patriots are flooding the capital right now. The biggest protest, the biggest stand in the history of the United Kingdom. This is not just a protest. This is for the common good. And this is for you, Charlie Kirk. Millions united to fight mass immigration. Millions standing against the destruction of British culture. Millions chanting your name, Charlie Kirk, in defiance. History has been made. The world is watching. Charlie, this is your legacy.
It's the same old thing since 1916. They're still fighting with their tanks.
Okay. So exit full screen. I think that was the end. Is it? No, is it not? I don't know. I can't tell. I don't know what I've done. Yeah, that was the last one. That was the last one. Yeah. Okay. So that's just a start into everything that we found. We figured we needed to start with some history and lay some foundation for what's about to come out, because shit is deep, shit is bad. This world is on its head, and they won't even tell us on our news.
No.
They won't tell us on our news that people are standing up and saying no to this shit. They have
in other countries,
lake runners over in the UK who are cutting down these poles and cameras and setting them on fire. There's lighting everything on fire in Ireland, like the poles that's got the cameras, the 5G towers. They're tearing all this shit down and saying, no, that we're not doing this. You're not putting us under your one world government. You're not putting us under your surveillance state. You're not putting us in these positions where we're not protected any longer. They're standing up for themselves.
Yeah.
And it's being
and it was talking about in those, one of those was talking about how what frequencies those towers emit can make you docile.
Yes, it's not about the radiation.
It can.
You get more radiation from your phone every time you answer it than people do when they're getting.
It's the mind control that.
So it's it's about mind control, population control. And it's about killing us. They are trying to kill us. Our government is trying to kill us. They're trying to kill us all. And the ones that they can't kill, they want to bow and submit and say okay and fall into their system and to take this digital ID that they're forcing upon everybody. So, mark of the beast? Probably. Very likely, considering everything else that we know that is going on with the satanic abuse and all these places that are being busted wide open. The government's getting busted all over the country for sex trafficking, child trafficking.
Yeah.
Coming to an end.
It's the destruction of the family.
As it should. Yeah.
It's the destruction of the family. And then, it's easier, easier to control.
Yeah. Look into infertility. Why is everybody in America so infertile? Why? Look into that.
What was that you told me we was talking about the other day that was the same hormonal, it was some kind of food and it had the equivalency of a birth control pill. Like, we're not saying don't take your birth control. I'm just saying, it does
eating
with
certain
the hormones.
foods. Yeah, eating these things. It's the soy. It's the soy.
Soy.
Whenever you consume soy products like this, like that's in everything that we eat, then we're going to start doing some shows about the bioengineered food and what is in the fast food and all those things too. And it's all connected. It's all intertwined. It's a frequency war, he said, right? So you lower the people's frequency, it makes them more docile, more compliant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, almost mission defense.
The clouds. Look what the clouds look like at your house the other day. And then we were sick all weekend. I mean, it was just like, that don't look normal.
Not normal.
Then next thing you know, we're sick.
Yeah, it's not normal.
Not at all.
Yeah, shit is so much worse than people realize. I don't know, like we've got so much bigger fish to fry
Yeah,
than
honestly.
people are ready to accept, I guess. But I feel like that's part of why I have like awakened early and have been able to put the pieces together and figure it out, so I can educate people on what is happening and help wake some people up, hopefully. And if we awaken enough people, then we can stop it.
Be nice.
You know,
Be nice, or at least make people aware to things that are going on.
Right.
You know, because I was living in a haze, rose-colored glasses, nothing, you know, and we started looking into some of these, and I'm like, wait, this has been going on since, you know, the 40s and the 50s, and what are they doing to us now? If that was okay then what are they doing to us now that we just have no idea that has just been slipped in somewhere, you know?
Yeah.
What programs do we not know that we're a part of, you know?
Yeah.
So I think it'll be fun learning some of these theories and getting into them and, you know, seeing if there is some links or, you know.
Yeah. Oh, it's all linked. You should see my posters in there. Dusty was like, what is all this? And I was like, that is my map of how all this shit's fucking connected, of what all they're doing to us. And the hows and the whys and the who's are all involved and all the things.
Yeah.
I've got posters, like just big posters, just with shit written. Just it's all connected. It's all connected. So I have been like bedfast almost being sick, but my mind has been very alert in some areas at least. And I've just been taking the downloads and doing the research and trying to compile it in a format that hopefully will be acceptable to people and they can see how it's possible.
Yeah.
Not just brush it off as crazy conspiracy theories or ideas or
Right.
like, because it's so much, it's not a theory or an idea. These are proven things and they've hidden it.
Yeah.
But
and
the
you know,
research
and
is out there, the proof is out there. Look for yourselves. Go on
right.
Go on Instagram where they don't censor people as much. And yeah.
I mean, I fell into rabbit hole after rabbit hole. I would call Ty and I'd be like, did you know? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, wow, okay. So, you know, I'd have to kind of dig in with stuff too. So, but it's been fun learning and scary learning. And
if you want to know more about the 5G and the 6G thing, look into Sabrina Wallace. You can find a lot of her content on X. That's the best place to start, is just find that community. You know, like how you'll go into X and whenever you find somebody to follow, like you can follow the people that they follow and that follow them. You can just click like follow all, and that'll put you right where you need to be. It'll send you down all the right routes to find everything. And man, is it deep.
Yeah, man, it really is.
I can't wait to get into the Epstein stuff. We're going to start going over the files that they have released and looking into how much bigger it is than just a sex scandal.
Yeah. That's huge too.
It's all connected.
Yeah.
So thank you all for joining us today and for being patient while I fumbled my way through my presentation. I learned a few things. So, yeah.
She's worked her butt off.
Yeah, Operation
Did a good job.
Something else. Yeah, that's where they sprayed San Francisco with the bacteria.
You know, I mean, how many times, places, you know, have they just dumped stuff out? I mean, everybody in Letcher County remembers the ladybug. Remember the year they dumped all them ladybugs out on us?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that was a nightmare. So I mean, things like that, you don't know why they even did that, or you know, what reason was that. So I'm sure we've had a lot of stuff happen to us that we just don't know about yet.
Yeah.
Be nice to know.
Coming. I'm going to teach you.
Yep.
It's ugly, but necessary if we're going to make a change. You know what I mean? Like, you've got to know what you're fighting. You know
Yep.
what you're facing.
That is true.
And for anybody still confused, this is a war against the people. It's a war against the citizens. You
Yep.
can fill in the blank on yourself with who's behind it. Go down these rabbit holes, you'll see who all's behind it, how they're all connected and stuff. But did we have the TV show called The Goodies back in the 80s? I don't recognize that. Do you recognize that, Brandy?
Mm-mm. I don't think so.
Me neither.
Or the Goonies. I remember
We
the
had a movie
Goonies,
called The Goonies.
but I don't. The Goodies. I don't know. I don't remember it.
I don't either. Okay, I've got to go and get packed. We've got a big week coming up this week. I've got court today. Brandy and them's got court when tomorrow? Is it tomorrow?
Friday.
Friday.
Yeah.
But
For the babies. So say a little prayer, for a few
we've got something
blessings,
else
whatever.
that's coming, will be coming out in the next few days. I can't talk about it yet, but it's going to be impactful, we hope. So
yeah.
Okay, I love you.
All right.
Thank you all so much.
Love you all.
All right.
Bye, guys.